The villain may have just stolen the NBA trade deadline.
Get that stuff out of here! It's Southwest Bias!
Welcome into another edition of Southwest Bias, presented to you by our friends at the Husband and Wife Law Team. If you've had a serious injury, call the Husband and Wife Law Team first at 602-783-8841 or visit their website at husbandandwifelawteam.com. And we are live from Studio K, brought to you by our friends at Circle K. Become a member of the Inner Circle today by downloading the Circle K app for free. A mild-mannered Canadian kid who's a monster on the court. Growing up, that brought one thing and one thing only to my mind. It brought up Teen Wolf. Michael J. Fox, the kid who was from Canada that turned into a literal wolf on the court and dominated basketball games and led a team of nobodies to the promised land. A little Scott Howard for you early on a Friday morning. For another generation, it may have reminded you of Steve Nash and how he changed the culture here in Phoenix for the Suns. But right now, in this moment, a mild-mannered Canadian that turns into a monster on the court is one man, and one man only. Dillon Brooks. That's right. Dillon Brooks had a career night last night against the best team in the Eastern Conference, a Suns team that had no business competing with the blue-collarist of blue-collar teams from Detroit, a team that has an MVP candidate in Cade Cunningham, and a team that is dominating the Eastern Conference, a team that had a dominant record on the road this year, a team that was a definitive favorite in Phoenix last night. No Jalen Green, no Devin Booker, and injured Colin Gillespie. Most people said no chance. And Dillon Brooks said you can shove that right up your ass. Yeah, that's right. Dillon Brooks came out on the villain t-shirt night and dropped 40 points, had a complete game, grabbed rebounds, made passes, scored at will. And he showed exactly what the attitude and the approach of Phoenix Suns basketball is. It's go out there and grind it out. It's go out there when nobody believes in you, and turn that script around. Take that and own the moment when you can. The villain is real. The villain is making his will known. The villain is leading people to a better season. He talked about it after the game, how he's had people not believe in him, how he's had people essentially tell him that he's not good at it. He's had people turn their backs on him. And what he does is he brings people together and he leads guys. And that has been what this season has been predicated on. And I've loved every minute of it from Dillon Brooks. Now, is he an irrational confidence guy at times? Sure. Is he a guy that at times is the ultimate yes guy in the NBA? 100%. But he's also a guy that has come through time in and time again this season. We're at almost the end of January. The Suns are 10 games above 500, and everybody waiting for Dillon Brooks' offensive game to just disappear again. It ain't going to happen. He's Teen Wolf. He's not Scott Howard out on the court. And he is going to continue to do that. And to me, last night and the total game from everybody, not just Dillon Brooks. Grayson Allen stepped up. Colin Gillespie, with a wrap on his shooting hand, went out there and dominated from beyond the arc. You saw Jamari Bouye have great minutes, and Jordan Goodwin pestered Cade Cunningham to the point where he was annoyed to all hell for the second time that they played. Oso Ighodaro going out there and giving you quality minutes. Ryan Dunn, who had fallen out of the rotation, going out there and giving you, or started to fall out of the rotation, going out there and giving you quality defensive minutes. And they beat a team that they shouldn't have. How many times have we said that this year? We keep going, that was their best win. Well, last night was, given everybody that wasn't there, given the quality of opponent, and given the domination that you had on the court. I believe they led for like 96% of that game last night, and those few minutes that Detroit had a lead were early in the first quarter. They dominated a team that many think has a chance to go to the NBA Finals out of the East. And to me, that shed light on what the next 6 days are going to look like for the Phoenix Suns more than anything. I don't think the Phoenix Suns are going to do much at the trade deadline. I think that they are going to look to move Nick Richards. In fact, I've got it from pretty reliable sourcing that they're going to try to move on from Nick Richards and try to find some cap relief. They believe highly in Jamari Bouye, and I think they're going to convert his contract at some point. This is the squad that you are going to roll into for the rest of the season, unless some Nico Harrison out there wants to go fully crazy and make some kind of Godfather offer that you can't refuse. And that is okay with me. Because sometimes you got to look at it and go, there is something special going on, and why the hell mess with it? Do you really want to be Coca-Cola, who goes, you know what, we got this perfect recipe, and the best thing we can do is make new Coke? No, because you know what happens when you do that? You screw everything up. And that is not what this team needs to do, is screw everything up right now. I don't think there is a move that would make them definitive championship hopefuls in the Western Conference. But you know what I do think? Is that this team, on any given night, could surprise anyone. Anyone in a playoff series. You put Jordan Ott and this group against anybody in a 7-game series, and I think they could out-hustle them, outwork them, and outsmart them. Jordan Ott is the best coach in the NBA right now. He is coach of the year for the scheming that he's done, for what he's been able to get out of these guys. And when you look at that, why in the world would you mess with a winning formula right now? This team, again, I go back to it. 2010. Nobody thought that team could make a run to the Western Conference Finals. And they were one Ron Artest airball putback from actually probably beating the Lakers to go to the finals. Nobody thought 2021 could be that. This is the right mix of guys. Don't mess with it because you just feel like maybe you need to do something at the deadline. There is nothing wrong with being the surprise team that shakes up the Western Conference and knocks off a few teams in the playoffs. You want to tinker with things? Let's talk in the offseason. You want to try to add a power forward that's a scoring option? Let's try to do it in the offseason. Unless you're trading Nick Richards and Nigel Hayes-Davis for a guy, which would make no sense why another team would do it. But right now, ride the hot hand. Live with what you've got. Hope Jalen Green comes back healthy soon. Big hope. I'm not going to bank on it, but there's the chance that. Hope Devin Booker comes back soon, which he will, and that he's back to that level. And all of a sudden you go, you know what? We've beat the Spurs a handful of times. We beat Minnesota. We knocked off OKC in a game. We've dominated the best teams in the Eastern Conference when we've played them. Why could we not make a run with this group? And for me, I actually think it would be a hell of a lot more fun to watch this group make a run without touching anything than, oh, well, they made the move, they went all in, but it didn't happen. Don't care, right? Like, I want this team to get their shot. I want to see what happens. Let's play it out. And I really think that's what the front office is going to do. I really think that they believe in what's going on right now and the culture. I know vibes is a word that gets pounded into the ground. It's constantly said, vibes this, vibes that, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes it works. You want to call it chemistry. You want to call it alignment. You want to call it connectedness, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes, especially in sports, but throughout life, when you are with the right group of people with a common goal and you're working in concert, sometimes nothing can stop you. Sometimes messing with it can destroy everything. Ecosystems are fragile. Teams are fragile. Good vibes are fragile. Dillon Brooks has brought all that to the table this year. Dillon Brooks, much like his Canadian counterpart Steve Nash, has come in and helped redefine a culture that was starting to be predicated on mediocrity and didn't allow it to continue. They're different players. They're different people. But they both are doing a very similar thing in changing the mindset of the players and of the fan base. This team, for the first time in a very long time, is predicated on defense. This team, for a first time in a very long time, is predicated on depth. This team, for a first time in a very long time, has a head coach that's going to out-scheme anybody that's across the sidelines from him. We have not seen that in Phoenix, and I am so damn glad that we're seeing it now, and I don't think they're going to mess with it at the deadline, but maybe that's just my Southwest bias. We welcome in the mustache behind the Mac, Shane Diefenbach. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
And nobody sees it, but I do the Collinsworth slide a little bit when I come
You
in.
do. You do. There, it's nice. It's nice. Ecosystems are fragile. People screw with it, and then things get messed up. I'm not talking about anything personal. I'm talking about the Suns right now, Shane. Do you think that they're going to make a move at the deadline here?
No, and they shouldn't. They absolutely shouldn't. We've seen every single type of unit work on the floor this season. We've seen the units without Book and Green work. We've seen the units with Book, Green, and Brooks work. We've seen the units with just Jalen Green work. We've seen the units with just Devin Booker work. We've seen the units without all three of them work. There's nothing you should do to mess with it. Even if you get better on paper, I think it hurts yourself in the long run. Let's say you have to trade one of these guys to even salaries out for a mid-tier player that's been even if they don't play, just keep the synergy. Keep the vibes high. You shouldn't mess with anything when a team is playing this well.
Big welcome to the bias in the chat. Andy says Grayson and Royce can easily become negative assets on those contracts. Andy, I say this with all due respect, and I appreciate your opinion and you being here. I don't want to hear about assets or cap management right now at this point. That is a May, June, July discussion. If you want to move off things, you want to look at that, fine. Right now, don't screw with it with an in-season trade. A, because you usually don't get the value that you do in the offseason, and B, this is something special that you need to see out. You need to see where they can go and ride the hot hand. So I do not want to hear about asset management right now.
Yeah. Again, this is more than the future. This is the right now, and we'll see when Book gets reevaluated, and we'll see if Jalen Green ends up playing tonight. Or do you think he's going to play tonight?
No. I think last night's win bought them an extra day to let him rest until Sunday. I think if they hadn't won last night, they would have brought him back, because you couldn't have lost to Detroit and then lost to Cleveland on back-to-back nights at home. I think it would have caused a little uncomfortableness with the fan base and with the team. So I think he's out till the Clippers game on Sunday is my guess. Was zero. That's zero insight. I have some insight on the trade stuff. That's zero insight. I was just watching him warm up courtside yesterday.
It's a little insight.
I mean, it's not really. I mean, he was going half speed, but that could have been because he worked out earlier in the day.
Book's reevaluation is tomorrow, correct? Because he got injured a week ago.
I mean, in theory, yes. They said in a week they will reevaluate. That doesn't always mean exactly, but yeah, I would imagine he's going to be reevaluated. I also think it may very well be, you know what, we'll reevaluate him after the All-Star break. I don't know that that'll be the case. It wouldn't shock me, though, if they're like, you know what, let him rest.
Yeah. Honestly, how many games do they have until the All-Star break?
I don't know. It's a handful. It's maybe 7. I'd have to go count offhand here, but yeah, it's you've got next week and
what if
it's
they
the
win,
week after.
What if they win against the Cavs in the second game of a back-to-back, shorthanded? Is there any world where you're like, let's just keep Jalen Green and Devin Booker out until the break?
I don't know, because at some point you need Jalen to get out there and get comfortable with everything, and I think that would be the fear of
seven's
sitting
too
him.
much. If it was 3 or 4, then maybe, but
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. I was right. 7 games. I know that's great. Podcasting is when I count live on air. 1, 2, but yeah, 7 games until the break. I think that's too many to continue to sit Jalen out. But if you can get away with it with Devin, maybe it's worth it to have him ready and rested down the stretch. But you did buy yourself with the win against Detroit a little leeway, at least tonight, against Cleveland. And I think that goes a long way with all this. And I think, you look at it and you're trying to decide what you do at the trade deadline, and Buddha, I believe it was asking, well, how many roster spots do you have right now? You have one available roster spot, right? And then you have, if you trade Nick Richards for a draft pick, that opens a second. I believe that final roster spot will go to Jamari Bouye. Now, I don't know if they trade Nick Richards, if they would convert another person. If you would look at Isaiah Livers, so he'd potentially be available in the playoffs, but I know that'll Bouye's going to get one of them. There's just no way that he doesn't.
Isn't this hilarious that we're talking about this? And I completely agree. Hello, he says you can't lose how close you are to the 4 seed.
No, you're right there.
It is wild.
But to me, you're right there. But is there a player that really guarantees you that you're going to get it at a better chance than you have it right now, that you can get without decimating the entire group that's got you there? I don't think so. So why even try to play that game? Yeah. Why not just see if this group can do it?
Yeah.
And I think they can.
Yeah.
Especially, you see a lot of other teams starting to get really injured. You saw the Rockets just lost Steven Adams for the rest of the season. He's out, ankle surgery. Now, they could make a move. Maybe they solidify that, but they've lost the thing that made them special in terms of the offensive rebounding.
Yep.
Why couldn't you pass them? The Lakers are a fraud. I will keep saying that. They have a negative point differential. The only way that they could get serious is if they make some dramatic move, and we know it's the Lakers, so the league will probably put their thumb on the scale, and all of a sudden Giannis and LaMelo and 6 other guys will be Lakers with LeBron and Luka, and we'll all be pissed off.
Yeah.
But right now you can catch them. You already have proven that you can beat Minnesota, and I think Minnesota is an up and down team. I don't think they're great. You're not going to catch Denver when Jokic comes back,
which is probably going to be tonight, by the way.
Yeah, which is crazy. Good on them. They get their guy back tonight,
but they've had horrible injury luck.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Gordon's out for another extended period of time, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Adelman's done. I think they're 4 to 6 weeks is when. Yeah. When Adelman's done a hell of a job up there. I got to give him credit.
Great team, man.
For that. and I hate to say it, I actually hate it less than I used to with the Nuggets. I respect the Joker a hell of a lot, because
I love him.
Any man that can take the attitude I do to working out and still be one of the greatest athletes in the world, I got to applaud that. Except Luka. Screw that guy. I'm not giving him any credit for being fat and making things work. Andy wants to know, Where was that? Andy said, Espo, what if the Warriors land Giannis, which is a real possibility. You know what I think happens? He gets injured still and again, and the Warriors are in a very similar spot to where they are right now. Because at that point, you've got Steph Curry that is still very good, but on that backslide. Giannis, who's been hurt a lot. You've decimated whatever depth you've had there. You still don't have Jimmy, so that's not going to change it this year. I think the Warriors will be more dangerous at that point, could potentially make a run to put a little pressure on you, but I don't think there's some solidified Western Conference favorite with an injured Giannis on that team, because he's seriously hurt, and it's an injury that keeps coming back up. And as we know, that those kind of things, just keep popping back up. We've seen it with Jalen Green. I'm not going to sit there and act like that's not a fact. Kev from Mesa, Andy, hello, my wife Tracy, everybody, all the bias in the chat, Connor as well. Hit that thumbs up, hit that like button for me. Appreciate you being here. If you have not become a member of the Supporters Club already, Deborah as well, and Code Jim. If you've not become a member of the Supporters Club already, hit that join button. Become a member today. $5 is going to get you a cool little logo next to your name, a free super chat, unlocking great emojis and content as well. I also want to address Connor here. He says, is there a rumor that Miles Bridges from the Hornets requested a trade, and he has his son's on the list on a team where he wants to play? I don't know for a fact he requested a trade. I know the Suns have had interest in the past. Talked with Mark Stein earlier in the week. Great audio-only episode over on the Suns feed. Talked all about trade deadline. He said that he knows the Suns have had interest in the past, but that the Hornets want at least a first-round pick. Guess what the Suns don't have? A first-round pick to trade. And if you wanted to try to get in that sweepstakes, it would probably cost you Grayson Allen. It would probably cost you Nick Richards, which that's not a loss, but I don't know why the Hornets would want him back. And then it would probably cost you a piece like Ryan Dunn. You're really willing to make that for a guy that has a questionable background, and I don't know would actually help change your, help change your fortunes? I don't think so. So Kev says, I can't afford it in this. I understand, Kev. I'm gonna gift some of the bias memberships here next week, and hopefully you'll get one. Kara with the super chat, and I know we got to get to break, Shane. We'll get there. Kara with the $5 super chat says, the 8 seed is always within range. We got to keep pushing. I agree. You can't take your foot off the gas. This team needs to keep playing their ass off because the West is just a death march. There is no night off. There is no easy win. That is just the reality of it. You cannot take your foot off the gas at any point. Kev from Mesa says keep Dunn and Grayson as well. And Joel says Dillon Brooks is the super villain. He's Thanos, and hopefully he adds a few jewels to that ring at some point here for the Phoenix Suns. It's halftime, even though it's 2/3 of the way through the show. We'll be back right after this performance. You got a project that you need to get done now that it's 2026? You can do it with the Window Depot. And no, I have to explain this to Gil on the Sun Show all the time. It is not just a window store. No, they are so much more than a window store. They've got everything you need to redo a kitchen or a bathroom. We're talking doors, skylights, cabinets, countertops, sinks, oh, yeah, and windows, and so much more. So why would you not get your project started today? Plus, they have designers who will help you design for free. There's no better price than free, right? Plus, they have the biggest selection, the best prices, and people love to work with them. Plus, you can order online and pick up in store. Why would you not want to work with the Window Depot today? I'm going to do it with the bathroom I've told you about multiple times. The missus is all ready, and we're going to start looking this weekend. So why don't you start looking and stop by one of the Window Depot's 7 Arizona locations and see for yourself why they're more than just a window store. And the husband and wife law team. Serious accidents, injuries, and wrongful death happen, and it is very difficult to go through any of those. And when you're in the midst of it, the last thing that you want is to choose a lawyer that just is not going to help you get what you need out of the situation. Dealing with court cases and insurance companies and other people's lawyers is a headache. But the husband and wife law team, Mark and Alexis Breyer, and the whole group over there is prepared to help you. They are part of the 1% of lawyers that are certified in injury law and wrongful death suits. And they are so ready to do what is necessary because they want to put more in your pocket than in their pocket. Plus, you can talk to your lawyer whenever you want. So if you've had a serious injury, call the husband and wife law team first at 602-783-8841 or visit their website at the link in our show notes and tell them PHNX sent you. A big thank you to Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band for performing halftime. A surprise to me. I thought we had Charlie XCX today, but just a big surprise. Buddha in the chat says, Dillon is more Darth Vader, Coach Odd is Darth Sidious. I have no clue what you're talking about. Go back and watch PHNX Suns from last night. I was trying to talk to girls, not watching Star Wars in high school, but I'm not a nerd. I'm a certified dork. Thank you very much. It is a Friday, and it is time to reach deep in Shane's box and see what he's got going on.
Shane, that was horrible, Espo.
What the hell do you got for me on this Friday?
What the hell is wrong with you?
A lot. A lot. I've chosen this life of being an Arizona sports fan and talking about it daily.
Yeah, this is my last show I'm producing for a while, I think.
I know.
This program, so.
Not because of what I just said. Make that very clear.
Well, I don't know.
That was not an HR thing.
It could be an HR thing. Yep.
No, what's in the box? No, it was not. It was not an HR thing. Shane, I'll let the people know. Can I say
Sure.
it, Shane? Shane got a promotion. He is now the regional production manager for West Coast operations of the big old All City network. So we'll have a cavalcade of producers that will be joining us on the program. Maybe I'll convince Shane he can sneak in every once in a while. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to hand the sticks over to Shane. He can run the final segment of his reign of terror on the program. Shane, hit me with your best shot.
Yeah, so I just, I figured since it's the last time I'm doing this, we're going to just put you through the ringer.
Oh, all right.
And we're going to do some
some
Purtle first.
Purtle.
And just embarrass the hell out of you. If you guys don't know, Espo is just legitimately like the worst Purtle player, the worst. He's pretty bad at a lot of things.
I'm bad at games. Let's just this kind of game. This is what I get for putting our friend Mark McClune through it with my own disgusting games. All right. So I got to guess a player. Yeah. Let's start with Jock Landale.
Of course, naturally.
You got to. This would
How's
be
he doing? Have you talked to him in a while?
He had a kid, so he's doing well on that front.
Okay, we got literally nothing.
Nothing.
Let me fix the size of this.
It's all right. I don't need to see it because I'm not gonna, I guess the people might want to see it. So we got nothing. He's not on Memphis. He's not in the Western Conference. He's not a center. And does it tell me height wise he's lower than 6'11"?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna guess Jaylen Brown next. Let's go there.
Jaylen Brown, some good hair.
Yeah, I mean, not his color. It's somebody else's. It's a dye job, but sure. So Jaylen Brown. Let's see. All right, wow. So he's in the East and he's in the Atlantic. I can't tell. What is it? Is he
He's a guard or forward, I think.
He's a guard or forward, and is he 6? He's older than, or he's younger than 29, and his number is higher than 7. All right, so Atlantic Division. I'm going to go with. Of course, your last time doing this, and you can't even get the production right on this. Do we have to do this blindly now?
You can keep guessing.
I'm gonna look at. Let's go. Is Atlanta in the Atlantic? Or are they in the South? No.
You gotta look up the divisions.
I'm gonna go.
Because I have no idea.
I'm gonna go with. He's taller than 6. I'm gonna go with Michael Porter Jr.
Okay.
And if you could spell Michael right, that would.
Well, there's no junior.
Okay, so he's part of Brooklyn. Cam Thomas?
Cam Thomas would be a good guess.
Is he's still there, right? Or did he move on to somewhere else? I can't remember. Let's see.
Yeah, he's still there. All right,
There's a
so
guard on. Oh God, he's taller than 6'3", and we just played Brooklyn, and I'm not going to remember anybody on that roster.
genuinely probably the worst roster to get.
Yeah, I like it. There's Denim.
Yeah, Yegor Demin, or it's
Demin.
Dioman, or however you say it now.
Yeah, let's.
They're just
They kept calling him
creating stuff.
Denim all game last game. So let's try him.
Okay. How do you even spell his name?
It's spelled like denim. It's like DENIM.
No,
I think.
it's not.
No.
How do you spell his name, Espo?
It started with his first name.
I'm trying. How do you spell it?
With an E. Yeah, I don't know. Igor. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Demnin.
Yeah, it's with that. Hey!
Look at that.
Look at Espo.
That's the first time I've ever actually gotten it that quick.
Right,
what?
We're gonna do one more, and I'm gonna get this set up. So Espo,
hold on. We're doing another Pirtle.
Kind of.
Oh,
my punishment to you is you have to BS for 10 seconds.
I've got a tap dance. You know what? I said this on the show last night, but I'm finally on the camp that Dillon Brooks should be an NBA All-Star, and you can say I'm insane, and that's perfectly fine.
All right, you're insane. Here we go.
But he should be. What? So this is the jump shot.
Yep. Who's that, Espo? I actually think
Devin Booker.
I actually think I might know who this is.
It's not Devin, but I just need a name. So he's
Okay,
a U.S.
He's from
born,
the U.S.
and he's 29. Hell,
I think I know who this is. No, I don't, because the number's not close. I thought this was Damian Lillard.
What is? It doesn't tell you the number if it's.
Yeah,
all right.
it's his numbers.
Is it? It doesn't tell you if it's higher or lower than that.
Oh,
so.
but we're not close.
But
so
it's not one.
0.
It's not 0. All right.
So they're in the East.
So in the East, Anthony Simons. It's not him, but
how do you spell his name? Oh,
there's an N to start. There you go. So Central Division, a U.S. player, and not
East Atlantic Division.
East Atlantic. I was gonna say Igor Denman, but he's not U.S. Let's look at this.
So they're like 27 or 28.
Jaylen Brown.
But they look like they're a forward. You know who this might be? I think this might be MPJ.
Oh, well, let's go Michael Porter. That was one of my guesses last time. There we go. Look at that.
We did it.
All right, and you just broke YouTube rules by showing a highlight. Congratulations. Is there any other crap you want to throw at me?
That's all I got.
What was your favorite moment on this weird-ass journey we went on since June with you?
When we stopped.
Ha. It's got to be the Vegas show, right?
Yeah,
in the hotel, in your hotel room?
Yep.
And when we went to Circus,
Uh-huh.
that was a hell of a lot of fun. He is the mustache behind the Mac for what's probably the final time on the program. You can follow him at Shane Deef to see whatever craziness he's getting involved in.
I might pop in once or twice.
Yeah, but I'm going to just treat it like it's the end because it's better for us mentally. You can follow him at Shane Deef. You can also follow the program at PHNX_sports. And you can follow me at Espo. And remember, sometimes you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Ahoy, hoy.
We all silly like the mayor.